Hi everyone. In today's challenge, we are going to solve this problem. The problem name is longest arithmetic subsequence, and the problem number is 1027. Alright guys, so as usual, first of all, we are going to clearly understand this problem statement. After that, we are going to move to the logic part. We are going to see how we can solve this problem. What is the logic to solve this problem? And after that, we are going to move to the implementation part. We are going to implement our logic in C++, Java, and Python programming language. Fine guys, now let's see what this problem says, right? So problem says given an array nums of integer and return the length of longest arithmetic subsequence in nums. So guys, first thing is they tell us that we are given a nothing but an array only, right? So we are going to have nothing but an array in our input. Second thing, what we have to return? We have to return an integer, which will be nothing but the length of longest arithmetic subsequence. Length of longest arithmetic subsequence, right? Now guys, if you don't know what is arithmetic, so let me tell you. Arithmetic is nothing but a math concept. Let's say you have some numbers, right? So let me write here some numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? So if you have these numbers, right, this let me put a comma over here. So guys, this sequence is called a arithmetic sequence if all the consecutive numbers will gonna have a same difference, or we can say common difference. So if you will find here 2 4, you have a common difference in nothing but 2 only, right? 6 4, you have a difference in nothing but 2 only. 8 6, 2 only. 10 8, 2 only, right? So all are having a 2 common difference, right? So we can say this is nothing but in a arithmetic sequence. If you write here nothing but, let's say you have written here 9. So now this is having a difference 2, this is also having a difference 2, but this is having a difference 3, and this is having a difference 1. So you can see guys, all are not having a common difference, right? So this is not in arithmetic sequence. But if we remove this one and this one as well, then we are going to get this particular thing, and which is nothing but in a arithmetic sequence, right? I hope it makes sense, right? What is the arithmetic sequence? More you can go on Google, you can search it over there as well. But I hope you got an initial idea that what is arithmetic sequence, right? And what is difference, common difference. Now, guys, what we are going to do, we are going to say a next line, that is, note that a subsequence is an array that can be derived from another array by deleting some or no elements without changing the order of remaining elements. Simple, guys. They have define as that what is subsequence, right? Subsequence is nothing but we can delete any number elements in our nums array as well, right? That will also called a subsequence, but the order should remain same, right? Let's say we have this array 3, 6, 9, 12. So we can delete 6 as well. This is also gonna call is nothing but subsequence. We can delete also 12 as well. But order should be remain same. 3 should be the 3 should come earlier of 9, right? It's not like 9 is coming here, 3 is coming there, right? Should not be the change. I hope it makes sense, right? Now the next line is a subsequence is arithmetic if sequence of I plus 1 minus sequence of I are all the same values for this. This we have already discussed, right? This is nothing but we can say consecutive difference, right? As we have seen 2 4 6 8 example. So here 4 and 2 we were taking, right? So 4 is nothing but a sequence of 5 plus 1, and this sequence of 5, and I plus 1 minus I, there was two difference, right? So this will be same in all the cases, right? We have already seen this line. So this two line is nothing but simple, we have already covered. Now guys, let's move to the example one and see here how the answer come for, right? So let me remove all these things now, there's no need. So we have an array 3, 6, 9, and 12, right? Now if you will focus here, guys, all are having a common difference of 3 only, right? So can't we say that the length is going to be nothing but 4 only, right? So answer is nothing but we can say 4, right? Now guys, let's move to the next example. There is 9, 4, 7, 2, and 10, right? So here we will focus over here. All the we can say consecutive numbers are not having the same difference, right? Here we have 5, here we are having a 3, here we are having a minus 5, here we are having a 8, right? So this is nothing but we can say the common difference. So we can say this is not in a AP right now, right? Now we have to remove some element so that we can make it an AP, and we can return that particular length, right? So guys, let's see the longest we can say arithmetic subsequence we can make, right? So they have made a 3. Let's see. We can see, guys, over here, if we do like this, we have this 4 and we have this 2, right? So if we will say remove 7, so what is the common difference between these two? You can see the common difference is nothing but we can say minus 6, right? This is not going to make sense, right? So let's do undo that. Let's remove this 9 as well, and now let's see the common difference is nothing but 3. Okay, and 2 minus 5, so let's move this one as well. So guys, you can see the common difference here also we are getting nothing but 3 only, right? So you can see we have made a arithmetic sequence of length 3, right? We can't make more than that, because so we are going to return answer nothing but 3 only, right? And there also they have written 4 7 8, right? 4 7 10, right? So we can make this arithmetic sequence by deleting 9 and 2, and we will get a maximum length 3, right? Which is nothing but in AP, right? Arithmetic subsequence, right? Alright, so we have seen the both examples. I hope you understood the problem, right? I'm not saying that you should have a better understanding of logic here, but you at least you understood the problem, what we have to do, right? Now let's move to the logic part and see how we can solve this problem, right? How we can write a code so that it can solve this particular problem. So let me remove all these things as well, right? So we are going to consider this first example only, and by this you must have understood that we are either going to use a recursion or we are going to use a DP, right? Nothing, right? I hope it makes sense because we are going to check each and every possibilities. Either you can use a recursion, which is going to give you a TLE, but that will also solve the problem, right? So that will come in a brute force approach, we could say, right? Just do a recursion, try for all the cases, and you can return the maximum one, right? So that will gonna give a TLE for sure, but yeah, that can solve the problem. The second approach is nothing but you can use a DP using a tabulation part, right? So that will can easily pass all the test cases. So let's see how we can use this approach, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to use dynamic programming over here. So dynamic programming in the sense is nothing but we are going to store the previous result so that we can calculate the next result, right? That is called a DP, right? So let's see how we can do that part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let's make a variable over here DP, right? So this is going to be nothing but hash only, right? So the first value is nothing but we could say index. The second value is nothing but we could say difference. So this is called index. This is called a difference. So I know this will not be visible to you because writing is bad. I can say really bad of my. So this is nothing but we can say index, and this is we can say value, right? So we have this. Let's give some index over here. Zero index, one index, second index, and third index, right? Now, guys, we are going to calculate the maximum result, right? We are going to calculate the maximum length of so that the sequence is in our AP, right? Arithmetic. So what we are going to do is we are going to say fine. We are going to do nothing but we are going to start from this zero, right? We are going to start from three. We are going to calculate each every possibility with all the numbers, right? Focus over it. This is going to be main part. We are going to implement this particular thing, and you should know this thing, right? So I'm just going to say fine. I am having this particular key first of all, right? Where on zero index, right? I'm at zero index and I'm going to start a loop with all the numbers, right? See, guys, if I'm starting from zero, will I take a zero as well for calculating the common difference? No, right? Isn't it? We are going to take rest of the numbers, but we can't take a difference with each, right? With itself, we can't take it. Otherwise, this will not consider arithmetic, right? So we are going to start from zero, but we are going to take all these numbers for zero, right? So focus over there in a simple term, we could say, let me just say here, for zero, I'm going to calculate the difference with these all numbers, right? Rest of the numbers. So I'm with zero, right? And I'm going to calculate with all the numbers. So I'm going to say, first of all, I'm with one. So for one, we are going to say, just check the difference with zero, right? You can see for one index, we are getting a common difference in nothing but 6 minus 3 is 3, right? And the length is nothing but we could say 2 only, right? I would make sense. The length is 2, or we can say, calculate the length of 0. Do we have a common difference? We can say 3 with 0 index. No, we don't have. So we are going to say by default it's going to return 1, and 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2. You will get a better understanding when we'll go out with the flow, when we will reach to the last or midpoint of this particular logic. But for now, just keep in understanding that for 0, I'm just calculating the difference with all the number, rest of the number which are ahead of it. First thing. Second thing, I'm taking the key as the that particular index 1. Currently I'm at 1, and the difference, right? The next point, I'm going to take a second index with 0. So I know that this is second index, so I'm going to write second 2, and the difference 9 minus 3 is nothing but 6 only. And as you know that on 0 we don't have any key present with the difference 6, right? So we are going to return 1 by default, and 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2 only, right? After that, we are going to come to the third index with 0. So on third index, we are going to calculate the difference between with 0. So 12 minus 3 is nothing but we can say 9. And you can see on 0 index, we don't have any key with the common difference 9. So we are going to return by default 1. And 1 plus this 12 is going to be nothing but equal to 2. So we are going to write here 2. I know you could not understood this particular part because we haven't have a default value, right? But now you will find it. Let's see. So guys, now we have done for the first index, or not for the first, we have done for the 0 index, right? Same thing we have to do for one index as well. So how we are going to do? Let me just make a line over here. This we have done for the 0 index. Now we are going to do for the first index. So for the first index, I'm going to move for the rest of the things, right? See, I'm going to calculate it for first index. Let me scroll it. So guys, I'm here. This for now I'm going to do with the first index. So I'm going to calculate for this both rest of the numbers, right? So I'm going to say I'm currently with second index. So second index, I'm going to do with the first index now. So 9 minus 6 is 3, right? 9 minus 6 is 3. So 2 comma 3. So do we have any we can say any key on the first index with the key 3 with a difference 3? Yes, you can see on the first index we have a key with a difference 3, right? And that value was 2. So 2 plus 1 is nothing but 3, right? I hope it makes sense. And you can also observe here, you can see if we consider only this part 369, so maximum answer is 3 only, right? Isn't it? Right. Now we are going to go to third index, and we are going to say for third index, let's consider the difference with first index, so which is nothing but 12 minus 66. So do we have any key, or we can say any key on one index with the difference 6? So on one index we don't have any key with the 6, so by default we're going to say 1, and 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2 only, right? So now we have completed for the first index as well. I'm going really slow for this because I know it's a really hard part to understand, but we have done for the first index as well, right? Now this we are going to do for second index, right? So we are going to start for second index. So for second index we are going to calculate the difference for the rest of the number, and here you can see we have only one number present, right? So for 3 we are going to calculate the difference with 2, right? Second index. So 12 minus 9 is nothing but 3, so we are going to say 3, 3, right? Now we are going to check, is there any key present on the second index with the difference key, with the difference 3, right? So on second index we have 6 with 3. Yeah, you can see guys, we have a key present with the difference 3, right, on a second index, and that value was 3. So we're going to add 1 into it, and we're going to say nothing but 3 plus 1 is 4, right? Now once we have done this thing, we are going to return the maximum value out of our possible value. So you can see we have all these values 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 2, and 4. So maximum value is nothing but 4, so we are going to return nothing but 4. I hope you're getting it what we have done now. Let's summarize it. So what we have actually done is nothing but we are first of all we are starting taking a zero index, right? First of all we are taking zero index, we are calculating the difference with all the, we can say, rest of the numbers, so that we can find out that the maximum, we can say, that arithmetic sequence we are going to get, right, with this particular zero index, right? So you can see for zero indexes we get a maximum nothing but 2 only, right? So if you consider 3 with 6, then also 2, 3 with 9, then also 2, 3 with 12, then also 2. Then we say that okay, we have done this thing. Now just come to the first index and take all the common difference with the rest of the numbers and try to find out the maximum. So for 6 I take 9, for 6 I take 10. For 9 I was saying that okay, we have a common difference between them is 3, but we are taking also the value which is present at this side, so right. The only thing which I want to tell here is that when I was calculating 6 for this rest of the number, I'm taking the default value as well. Like how many numbers we have already have got with the same common difference on this particular index, right? So as for the example, if you have seen that we have taken a, for this 9 we have got a 3, right? For 6 and 9 we have got a 3. Why? Because already we have one numbers present with the common difference 3 on this one index, right? Because you can see 3 and 6 is nothing but 3 only, right? The difference between them is 3. Now once we are calculating with 6 and 9, we know that we are getting a common difference 3, but there's also one number present with 6 which are also having a common difference 3, right? So we are taking that particular value and adding 1 into this, so that why we were having 3, right? Because 1 comma 2 was 1 comma 3 was 2, and we are adding 1 into this, we are getting the value 3, right? Same we are doing for rest of the numbers. If there is already value present, so we are adding 1 into this. If there is no value present, we are taking by default value as 1. I hope this makes sense. If you still are not getting, don't worry about that particular part. What we are going to do, we are going to move to the implementation part, and there we are going to understand each every line, so that we can have a better understanding about this logic part. But the simple main logic is that we are going to calculate each and every possibilities for every number with a difference, right? So let's move to the implementation part and see here what I mean by this particular concept, right? So first thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to say let's create dynamic dp means hash map, or we can say dictionary in Python. So here we are going to say for I in range of n, right? N is nothing but lengths of numbers, right? I'm going to each number. As we have already know, right? We are starting from zero index. We are going to each number. But for each index, we are going to calculate the difference with the rest of the number. So for j in range of 1, not 1, I plus 1, next of the numbers, right? Till length of numbers. I hope now it's making a skill sense, right? What we are doing, we are now, if you will focus over here. So now for 0, we are going to go to all the rest of the numbers which are ahead of it, right? Fine. Now once this is done, we are going to say dp. Okay, let me do it here. dp of I and j, right? We can select, first of all, let's found a common difference. In CD, common difference is going to be nothing but nums of j minus nums of I, right? So this is the common difference, right? Now we are saying that first of all, dp of this I, we can say this j, this index with the common difference should be equal to dp dot get this j, not j, we can say I, right? I and cd, common difference, right? And here we are going to say if not present, then you are going to return by default value is 1, right? Plus 1, plus 1, right? And here we can say this particular part we are done with this round. Let's see what this meaning, this is the main logic, right? So guys, here you can see Here once we were trying to find on the second index with the common difference 3, we are also checking it on for the first index. Do we have any value on one index with the same common difference? Yes, it have. So we are going to add into this, right? 2 plus 1 is 3. Same thing here we are doing for calculating that on j index with the common difference 3. We are calculating checking first of all, do we have any value at I index with the same common difference? If yes, then add 1 into this. Otherwise, take it default value 1 and then add 1 into this, right? After that, we are going to say return maximum of dp dot values. Means the maximum value. So far we have get. Let's run this code and see whether it's working fine or not. And I hope guys it should work, right? But no, we got an error. That is nothing but what is int? In Python we don't have int, right? Alright, now let's see. And I hope it should work, right? So yeah, you guys can see that all the three test cases pass. So let's try to submit this code, right? And in Python, we actually cache the negative value as well, right? Because we are making this a DP, right? Hash map. But for C++ Java, we are not going to do that. So you can see, guys, it successfully got submitted. Now let's move to the next programming language, which is nothing but C++. And there, we are not going to use this hash map concept because we have tried it. So what we are going to do is nothing but we are going to say we are going to create a first of a length, num store length. This is right. This is vector, so we can use like this. After that, what we are going to do, we are going to say create a vector instead of hash map. Vector, int, and here we can say dp is going to be nothing but the default size is n, and inside of this each vector we are going to have again vector. The size is nothing but we can say let's say 2000, right? And why it is so, you can see on the description as well. We have a max limit of 1000, right? So if 1000 and 1000, if one is minus 1000, not minus 1000 would be remain same. So we are taking a maximum 2000, right? You can take a less than 8, but the max length number is 500, right? So each number is going to have a 500 value, right? 500 value is, if everyone having a 500 or one is having a 0 and 500, so max difference is going to be nothing but 500 only, right? So we are taking still 2000, and there we are going to have a by default value 0, right? Once this is done, we are going to say for int I is equal to 0, I less than n I plus plus. Here we are going to say for int j is equal to I plus 1, j less than n, j plus plus. Now I hope you are getting this. First of all, we are moving to each element. After that, on that particular index, we are taking a difference of next we can say rest of the numbers, right? Now here we are first finding a common difference. We are going to say common difference is going to be nums of j minus nums of I, right? After that, we are going to check it if this dp of j and this common difference is equal to, is going to be nothing but dp of I and same common difference if it is present, right? If it is not present, so by default value we have given 0, right? Plus 1. So we have done this thing. We are going to say if this is the case, then you have to take a maximum of 2, right? Why? Because this could be 0. 0 plus 1, we want to take it 2 only, right? So this makes sense. Otherwise, you can by default give a value 1, right? It will work. Or we are going to try it later on, right? After that, once this is done, we are going to say find out the maximum value, right? So we are going to here find out the maximum value. So far we have got. Instead of traversing over this, we can say make a result variable. Initial result variable is going to be 2, because you know that num's length is always be greater than or equal to 2, right? And then we can say result is going to be nothing but maximum of result comma dp of j and cd. And now we can simply return here result, right? First of all, let's check this, right? It is working or not, right? So let's see. And here it's taking a time, right? I don't know what's happened to it. Do we have done something wrong over it? Or let's check whether net is working fine or not. Hello, net is working. Yeah, net is working. Okay, let's try to run this again. Okay, we got an error over here. Okay, so what we were doing is n size. This is nothing but vector. Okay, so we have to do like this. Let's check it. Did I forget to write this thing? Vector of size. Yes, this is what we do, right? Vector of int. You want me to do like this? Okay, now let's put a comma. That's a very serious condition. Okay, now we got an error, char 34. I don't want that to come. Alright, so guys, now you can see we got an error. And I want to show this particular error to you. So what actually happen over here, guys? When they are going to calculate the difference, they are going to always get a negative number, right? So we can add something to it for each common difference. So it may be the case that the number is going to give a negative number, so that will never put present, right? So I hope you must be aware about this concept, right? Now let's try to submit this code. And I hope, guys, it should work, right? Hopefully it should work. We don't want to get any error. Yeah, guys, you can see, guys, this successfully got submitted. So we have solved with C++, Java, and C++ and Python. Now let's move to the last programming language, which is nothing but Java. So for this, first of all, calculate the length, which is going to be nothing but int n is equal to nums dot length. Here we are going to create a hash map, right? Hash map integer, and name I'm going to give is nothing but dp. But before that, let me make it this dp is equal to new hash map. Okay. So what I have done on this line, I have created a hash map, array of hash map, right, of size n. Right. Instead of creating 2000 numbers between them, I created just a hash map. Here we are going to say now traverse over each index for int I is equal to 0, I less than n. So here what we are going to do, we are going to traverse oppositely. We can say here j is equal to 0 and j is equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. And here for int I is equal to 0, I is less than, we can say I less than j, and let me do like this, and I plus plus. So what there we are doing, we are just taking first of all that particular index. Let me show you over here. So we at if we are having a j9, so we are going to calculate for this, right, for this of the numbers, right? Firstly we are at 3, we are not going to do anything. Then we are at 6, so we are going to calculate for this particular part, only this part. Then we are going to calculate for this much part. Then we are going to calculate for this much part, right? So, now what we are going to do, we are going to say dp of I. First of all, find a common difference, right? And see, guys, you can try the earlier way as well, and you can try whether it's getting a pass or not, or what is the issue over there. That will also get submitted, right? So we can say in cd is equal to, here we can say nums of j minus nums of I, right? Once this is done, what we are going to do, we are going to say fine, we are done this thing. So as we are, we don't need to handle a negative value because we are using a hash map, so that can take a value. So we can say dp of I, not I, we can say j is equal to nothing but new hash map, right? As we are using a hash map, so we don't need to worry about negative value. Once this is done, we are going to say this dp of j, and here we can say get, or we can put it over here, right? So we can put it, this particular common difference should be equal to first of all dp of I to get this particular common difference. If you are having this common difference, fine. If you are not having, then give us 1, and then you can add 1 into this, right? And after that you can say result should be equal to, we haven't made a result variable, so let's make a result variable which is initially 2. Result should be equal to math dot max 2 comma not 2 result comma dp of j dot get cd. Let's return that particular part, right? So let's see whether it's working fine or not, and I hope it should also work, right? So, but we are getting an error, that is nothing but we can say method in class hash map cannot be applied. Right, so do we have something wrong over here? So it's saying that we have no, so we are having this TP of genuine hash map, we are putting into this key, we are getting this key plus 1, right? Fine, this is cool. So method hash map of integers, it's not getting applied, right? So dp of j, this we are having this common difference integer, so we are saying that on dp of j, what we are going to do, dp on j, let's check it. So I want to insert on this j a key which is nothing cd, right? And the default value which I want to put is okay, fine, got it. So we are having a this, right? We are going to use a get or default, right? Now let's see whether it should work or not. You can see, guys, all the test case passed, right? So let's try to submit this code as well, and hopefully it should work. We don't want to see any error in Java. We have already seen one, right? And here we go, guys, right? We have successfully submitted with Java as well. So we have seen the problem understanding part. We have also seen the logic. We have also implemented in Python, C++, and Java. If you have any kind of doubt in these section, you can write in the comment section. I'm always there to help you. And if you learn something new in this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Meet you in the next video.